Hey, how you doing? What you're looking at is a White's Coinmaster 3, which you can pick up new for around $180, anywhere from $180 to $200. This one has the stock 9-inch coil on it. There are other, Coinmasters out there like the Pro and stuff like that, but purpose of this video is just like my other metal detecting ones, determine just how well a metal detector works. And I got a 75-point rating system with test beds that I run numerous different tests on, and I compare it. So this video is to compare this one out compared to some of the other ones that I've done. And just a little quick cap on what this detector does. You have it's got the ability to pinpoint and your discrimination on up through zinc, where it'll only pick up copper and silver and whatnot. Your sensitivity you can turn up and down, and of course your on-off. Very basic and easy to use metal detector, and we'll see how it does for depth and separation and stuff like that. But pretty light detector, runs on two 9-volt batteries. Seems pretty rugged for a fairly cheap detector. So let's go test it out and just see how it stacks up with other ones that I've tested. Alright, first test is going to be turn the discrimination all the way up, a 1883 Morgan dollar. Hits it pretty good. Next test, I'll have to discriminate down to a nickel. See how well it picks that up. Basically got to turn your discrimination off the way it's looking. Nickel at 5 inches. It's not hitting it, so seems like it's a little bit off there, but it does pick it up. So a deeper nickel, it will pick it up, but it's a little bit off as far as discrimination. Alright, next test is a 18 karat gold ring, a small one at 5 inches, worth 0 to 5 points. I'm going to have to discriminate out nails and foil. It's coming up between 2 rings and a pop tab and a zinc. It's saying it's a little over 4 inches. I'm going to turn the sensitivity up. And it hits that nickel at, like, I'd say 8 inches or more, or that gold ring. Alright, next test is a silver ring at 5 inches deep, and I have discriminate out up to zinc pennies. Pulling it up pretty good. Alright, next one is a dime on end at 5 inches, and then a dime laying flat at 5 inches. And I have discrimination on for down to nickels. It's not hitting that. Is hitting a dime laying flat. It does hit the one on the end, but depending on how you turn it, let's pull discrimination off. It's hitting it on end, but if you're blocking out foil and in nails, you're not going to hit the one on end. Alright, this is going to be a recovery test with a dime and 2 rusty nails on either side of it. The dime is 2 inches deep, and the rusty nails are 2 rusty nails on each side. So what I'm going to do is turn discrimination all the way up. Nothing. Now that old White's Classic 3 was nailing this. Pinpoint on. Turn the discrimination down. Still nothing. All the way down. It's picking the nails up, but it will not read through them rusty nails. So as far as the recovery test, it's a sad one. It's a 0. Alright, this next test is going to be 2 different meteorites, a stony meteorite and an iron meteorite. And they're both laying on top the box. And I have all discrimination off. Here's the iron one. And it's a fairly small meteorite in a bag. It actually picks it up quite well. Now the stony one. Not doing the greatest job. Go on pinpoint. Now that stony meteorite has very little metal in it. I'd say it isn't really hitting that, but it is hitting the iron one. Alright, this next one is a bottle cap at 4.5 inches. It's been in the dirt a while. It's pretty rusty. It is reading that it is a nail. So if you were to turn the discrimination up, say, just above nickels, you're not going to get it. Let's turn pinpoint on. So, pretty good on the bottle cap. Alright, this is going to be another recovery and a discrimination test. Got a 25-cent piece, 4.5 inches deep, and then 2 pop tabs on either side, 1 to 2 inches apart. So let's pull up so we're looking for silver or clad. And it's almost hitting it, but not quite. It's saying zinc. If I were to drop down 1, so you're looking for zinc pennies, you'd end up finding it. Alright, another discrimination test. 25-cent piece with a rusty nail sitting right on top. Everything's 4.5 inches deep. And we're going to look for, turn the discrimination up to the zinc penny to block that out. Well, would you dig that? I think you would dig it. Alright, now a little bit harder test, a 25-cent piece with 5 8-penny nails around it, which the 25-cent piece is 4.8 inches deep. And I got discrimination turned all the way up. Let's crank sensitivity. Nothing, it's reading. Nails are blocking that quarter out. Nada. Definitely wouldn't be digging that. Alright, now we're going to go for a depth test. I'm going to turn discrimination up, block the zinc pennies out. We got a dime at 7 inches deep, and then a quarter at 7 inches deep. We'll do the dime first. It ain't picking it up with discrimination up or with it off. How about the quarter? Nothing. Let's pinpoint. It's there. And the dime's there. Alright, now I'm going to do a quarter at 8.5. Turn discrimination up. Block out any Nails in that, nothing. Pinpoint. It's there. Alright, now we have the wheat penny at 5 inches and then a zinc penny at 5 inches, and I'm going to discriminate out up to a pop tab. Sensitivity's cranked. It is picking up the zinc. The wheat. It is saying it is a wheat penny. Now let's discriminate out the zinc penny. It did discriminate that out. Wheat. I'd say that's pretty good actually for a cheap detector, being able to distinguish the zinc and a wheat at 5 inches. Well, overall, a basic, fairly cheap detector, but it kind of performs like one. Wasn't as impressed with it as I thought I would be. It does, as far as pluses, will pull a quarter out with the nail on it. You'll be able to detect it, but problem in it is recovery, where like pop tabs and stuff are around items of coins that are of any value. It doesn't do a very good job of pulling it out, and it is not a very deep detector. It's not as deep as what I was thinking it was going to be. I air tested a quarter at over 8 inches, but as you saw in the video, it struggles with them at 7 in the dirt. And as far as points, it ended up with a total of 36 points out of 75, and 5 of them points are being an ease of use. It's a very incredibly easy metal detector to use, and it's built rugged. And as far as comparing to other ones that I've done, I would just as soon go with the old White's Classic 3 Coinmaster over this. That one scored a 44 out of 75, and where this one was 36. And as I said before, I'll put other videos on metal detectors so you can kind of get an idea, and as far as choosing or just looking, upgrading or downgrading, or what's the best value. So go ahead and subscribe if you're not already, but I try to keep these as real as I can, and I have no bias for one detector or another. I've had, like I said, numerous Whites, Mind Labs, and them will be coming on here as well, and you'll get a good taste of what a good detector is. But so far, I think I've put 4 videos on now of them, and the best one is that old White's Classic 3 Coinmaster with the black box and 3 9-volt batteries. Kind of impressed with that. It's not a very deep one, but does pretty good. But overall, this detector is a fine detector. I mean, it's, you know, very, very easy to use, and you're going to find coins with it, but you're going to miss them too. So there you go.